Hello, my tech drawing and design class. This assignment, we're going to be starting in on assignment number 7, which is the fireplace, furniture, and appliances. I'm going to be breaking these into 3 different videos, one for the fireplace, one for the furniture, and one for the appliances. So with that said, we're going to start in on the fireplace. All of these are going to be done on the floor plan interior features uh, document. So make sure that you open that one. It should look something similar to what mine does right here, and you're supposed to save it with your last name underscore, and then this, in this case, we're going to now call this one fireplace. So open up the interior features and just do a save as right away, call it fireplace. So we have that going. A couple things, as always, we should check our fillet. So fillet rad, again, fillet fillet rad, and we are at 0 0. I'm just going to hit 0 anyway, that's fine. And we need to make sure our snap is off, which it is. Our grid is on, which it is. We're going to turn the ortho on. Very good. And our O snaps are on. Very good. So we're good there. And it actually tells us in our setups here, we should display the grid beyond limits. We should turn that off, because ultimately what we're going to be doing is putting stuff out here, and not, we'll bring the limits back eventually, but for now, let's just go ahead and display our grid beyond the limits, because we don't care where the limits are at the moment. There we go. Okay, with that said, let's go ahead and start drawing. The first thing it says for the fireplace is to draw on the layer wall exterior. So I'm going to change my layer to wall exterior. Very good. Let's zoom in a little bit so I can see what I'm doing. And then I am going to then, with my ortho on, which it is, draw a 6 foot by 2 foot 8 inch rectangle. So let's go to this right here. I want this 6 foot, and come down 2 foot 8 inches. Just 6 foot again, and just close this thing off. Escape and zoom in a little bit more so I can see what I'm doing here. Okay, so now with step C, D, and E, what it really talks about is using your different tools to make the firebox here. And we're going to do a lot with this based off of the image right here. So I can tell you that there are a couple tricks to this one. One, offset tool will be your friend. The line types will be your friend. I'll show you that in a minute. Offset, line types, and trimming. Those will be the big things. So let's get into this. First, it says that our opening comes in from each side at 1 foot 4 inches. So let's go ahead and offset that one. 1 foot 4 inches. And I'm going to offset both the sides in. Just like that. Very good. And that gets me the inside lines there. I'm going to go ahead and offset up so I can get that horizontal line. It says that is being offset up 4 inches. So grab the offset tool again, 4 inches. I'm going to take the front of this thing and offset it up. Perfect. Just like that. Now I'm going to go ahead and, because I know I'm about to have a bunch of lines show up here, I'm going to trim this one out and I'm going to trim this one out. Just to make my life easier. And there we go. Now, we have some vertical lines we need to put in. So what's the best way to do this? Let me go ahead and put the back of this fireplace in. Back of the fireplace is 8 inches, so let's offset that, 8 inches. So bring this in 8 inches. We know that our fire bricks are 4 inches from there, so I'm going to grab the offset tool again, 4 inches. That down. That's the back of our fire bricks. We know that coming off of this line right here, which is this one right there, I need to have this 2-inch gap, and then I extend on. So let's go ahead and offset 2 inches. Take this line, offset it in 2 inches. I'm going to offset this one in 2 inches as well. Now these lines here are temporary. I know I'm going to be getting rid of these things. So I'm just going to take these two. Remember I said line type is your friend. I'm just going to change these to hidden for the moment. So I know I'm going to be getting rid of those lines. It's kind of a visual clue. Make sure you get rid of it. It also shows me that I need to offset coming in this way 6 inches. It shows that right down there. So once again, offset tool 6 inches. I'm going to offset this entranceway 6 inches. Just like that. And this is a temporary line as well. So we're going to take these and turn them into hidden lines as well. So those are just there as guides. Now, if I look at the way these things are angled, I should be coming in from this point here over to here, where these two cross. I need to draw a line right at the intersections. So grab my line tool, right at that intersection, directly to this intersection. Just like that. And then I'll do the same thing on the other side. Line tool at this intersection, at that temporary line, over to that intersection. And there we go. Now, with that said, I'm going to trim some of these lines down just a little bit so I don't have too many in my way here. That looks good. Let's get rid of these. So I got rid of that line. Perfect. Do I need this line anymore? I do not. So let me get rid of this line. I'll get rid of this line as well. There we go. And then just to make my life just a little bit easier, I'm going to trim these parts down too. Perfect. So we can start to see that we're getting this inside of this liner. Now we have to offset this 4 inches because as it says in our description right here, it's a 4-inch fire back. We already did it here. So now we have to do it to these lines here. So we're going to offset. We're going to offset 4 inches. We're going to offset this line and this line. There you go. As you can tell, they're kind of floating in space here. So this is where the grips are going to come into play for us. We're just going to select the line. I'm going to get over top of it, and I want to grab this. Come on, let's try it again. Oh. I want to lengthen this line. I'm just going to bring it up so I cross over the back of my fire bricks, just like that. I'm going to do the same thing for the bottom. I want to lengthen, and I'm going to go just past this front line here. I'm going to do the same thing on the opposite side. So grab this. I am now going to grab the grip. I'm going to lengthen it, just like that. Hover over top of that one, lengthen, and come just a little bit past. And then I'm back to trimming again. So I'm going to trim out this extra little line here. We'll trim out this little extra line here. I don't need that anymore. I don't need any of this. There we go. Oops, I do need that one. Let's undo that. Trim again. Now with your trim tool, you're going to have to select all your lines to trim them. I'm on a different version, so I can just start grabbing them. So, yes, the line. Thank you. This interior line. That line. Apparently I'm a popular person listening to my phone. And this one. Very good. Now we're looking a lot like what's in this picture here. Getting pretty close there. Let's see here. We're going to need to put back in that front line. So I'm just going to grab a line. Just go from endpoint to endpoint. Very good. Now here's kind of a neat thing. Based off of just moving these grips, we kept these angles being the same. So if I were to grab my measuring tool, I could see 4-inch gap there, 4-inch gap there, 4-inch gap between the two lines there. So we're looking good. I like this. All right, so finally, let us go ahead and we are now on 1F, which is to modify the properties. The 4-inch brick lining should be blue. So that are these 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So those 6 lines there, I need to change those to blue. Pretty. I like it. Next, the line joint at the front of the firebox needs to be blue as well. So one there is there, and blue. And that's it. So that is how you do the fireplace for this drawing. Any questions, please let me know. Otherwise, I look forward to seeing what you did.